They see us?
Yeah.
We cute?
We
Alright. Listen, so we're gonna start with this. We just were talking about this.
Wait, before we even start, they don't even know who I am.
Who the fuck are you? I'm sorry. No, I'm just... No, go ahead.
What's going on? How you guys doing? This is Greg. Some of you may have known me from the Sports Hitlist, but hey, with my boy Reg. Regular Reg, is it?
Regular Reg, know what I mean?
Common Folk.
Common
PD,
Folk.
Little cross-brand podcast.
Now, I mean, listen, we talk about social issues. They talk about sports issues. Somehow they manage to mix. Because I've seen ESPN talking about things that are CNN and CNN talking about things that are ESPN. So I figured, fuck it, let's figure it out. You know what I mean? So we started this out simply. People like to call us alcoholics.
All the time.
I refuse.
Nope, not gonna happen.
Because the truth of the matter is, I am an alcoholic, but I am functioning. There's a
the
very
key.
different... Listen, you have to understand something. Things are alcoholism, sexism, anything you want to call as extra, it has to be based on negativity impacting your life.
100%.
I have yet to do that. Because I can have my drinks and still function, raise my child, do school, do work, and live life.
I've thrown shutouts while drinking rum. Just
Listen,
saying.
I've taken shots at 9:30 a.m., so I refuse for people to judge me. You probably should judge me for that. But that's besides the point. At the end of the day, I am functioning. But that being said, we're starting this conversation because this is a Soca meets hip-hop debate. It starts there. It may go elsewhere. But this is where it starts. Because we have... He's Soca. I'm hip-hop.
Yeah.
Let's begin there. Don't get the turtleneck twisted. I am hip-hop. So, the thing I would like to say is, to begin things, is we have different mindsets in how we feel hip-hop / Soca have impacted society. And have impacted or its relevance in the world, right? I have my views, he has his, and we have a group chat where we're always fucking debating. So, one day we said, you know what? We gotta have this talk. We gotta talk this out. I refuse to let the world think that either I or Greg is correct without us actually talking this out. So, this is where we stand. This is where we are. Okay? So, Greg.
Okay. Do you want me to say the original statement that started this? So,
please.
I decided to be petty one morning.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Super petty.
And post a status on Facebook. I'm probably going to paraphrase a little bit. But it basically stated that the best crop of soca artists in the world are better and more consistent than your favorite rappers. To which me and Reg had like a 2-hour back and forth.
Bruh, I'm not gonna lie. You ever hook somebody via group text? Like, I feel like I tried to hook him. It just didn't land. You know what I mean? But I swear to God, there are times where I'm like, yo, bro, what the fuck? You know when you hear something, you're like, you know, I know ludicrous is a rapper, but it is also a word. Mm-hmm. And this is ludicrous. Because what are you saying? So...
So one, it was definitely for shock value. So it did what it was supposed to do.
Okay, agreed. It had its effect because it shocked the shit out of me. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But now here's where I'm coming from in terms of that. Now don't get me wrong. Just because I am the soca junkie, that is me. That doesn't mean I don't listen to hip hop. However, I don't listen to it in the same capacity that Reg may listen to it.
Facts.
You know. But as far as mainstream hip-hop and all that stuff, and even to a sense, because my brothers are really big into hip-hop underground, Social Network is actually one of my favorite songs.
Crazy. Social Network?
Yeah. I forgot the group name.
Wait, the internet?
No, not the internet. You know what? I'm going to look it up right now since...
Please do. Okay, while he looks that up,
yeah,
I want to say something before we begin this full-on debate. Maybe all out war. It might end in us getting arrested and choking each other out.
Hurt Everybody.
But,
there we go.
What happened?
Hurt Everybody.
Hurt Everybody.
You never heard that?
No, I never heard that.
This, like, my brothers put me onto this. So
this is a rap song?
This is a rap group called Hurt Everybody.
Holy shit.
From Chicago.
It's funny because it sounds like something I'd like. I already like it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I already like it. Still with the same niggas. Sounds like me. Sounds like my whole life. So.
Wait, I'm not connected to your Wi-Fi. Damn.
Oh, yeah. There you go. Come on, guys. Let's be real. This beat is so good. Is Soca beating this? First of all, I need to hear this. Wait, we gonna play this on my stereo in a second. Hold on. We gonna play this on stereo in a second. So,
also for those of you that know me as a soca guy, yes, I do listen to stuff like that.
Listen, that song was fire. I will give him that. I will not give it. So this is my mindset on things.
But let me explain before you.
No, I gotta say one thing.
Okay,
one
go
thing,
ahead.
so we can set a basis. People like to believe that everyone is their own island, and no one is a part of like the game, as we'd say in the world. I want to say one thing, that there is a general consensus about how things are in the world, whether and based on different people.
So you're talking about a worldview.
A worldview, okay. Or whether it's the United States, whether it's the world, whether you're talking about fucking Brooklyn, there is a general consensus of how things go.
Well, the general consensus we could all agree on is that the Bronx is trash.
No question. We could do that. You know what I mean? Bronx is trash. I mean, listen, if you're a rat, it's heaven. But if you're a person, it's trash. Now, but we can say that there are general consensuses about things. And I say that to say, like, there are people that when they say certain things in an argument, immediately now your argument is completely refuted from anything you're saying. That's like when somebody says LeBron James is trash. It's like, no.
Oh, like
what
a
you can
say,
you know what I mean? What you could say is, I don't like LeBron James. I don't favor him. But if you say LeBron James is trash in a mindful, thoughtful debate amongst people that know the NBA, you're a fucking moron. You cannot actually say that. That's not within reason to say. People will discredit everything you say after that when you say LeBron is trash because you're speaking from your heart, not from your mind. So there are general consensuses on things.
Definitely. That's like the Sports Hitlist executive producer. I had to call him out on camera one day. You know, shout out to you, Carl. I had to do it again.
No, listen.
But he called James Harden a bum.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to like him. Now, if you want to say he's a bum on defense, that's a fact. We can go with that.
And I would admit he chokes in the playoffs, but overall...
No, listen.
Call him a bum.
If you scream, yo, James Harden, defense, he's going to go, what are you talking about? Because he doesn't play defense. We know this. He's an offensive player. But we cannot call the man a bum. That's not questionable. So if somebody says that, you got to discredit everything they say from that. After that, your NBA stats are gone. Take that nigga's card away, break it in half, cut it with scissors, because it's over. But there are things that are general consensuses. Now, this is two different general consensuses coming together to debate which one is more correct. I have my point of view, and one of it is on soca. We're talking about soca versus hip-hop, but more so soca's relevance in the world today versus its relevance back then. And to me, hip-hop's relevance versus its relevance back then. So
before I get into the overall basis for my initial comment, okay. I just want to address this right here and why I disagree.
Here it comes.
Yes. So, if you're in the soca world, soca is just, like Reggie likes to say, there's like 3 beats to soca, which is inaccurate because there's soca as a genre.
4, I said 4.
Okay, I'm sorry, 4. As a genre, you know, may sound similar, but to those of us in the soca realm and the soca world, we know that there are several subgenres. You have your groovy, you have zouk, you have this, you have Denry segment, you have jab jab music from Grenada. You know, you have all these different, and that's just a few.
Okay.
All these different subgenres to soca that kind of, now, it may sound similar because DJs, especially New York DJs, have figured out how to streamline rhythms to make sure they mix seamlessly.
Okay.
So that's probably what can, where the disconnect can lie.
Okay.
But as far as it not being as mainstream as before, here's where I'm going to disagree. You remember when Turn Me On by Kevin Little and Tempted to Touch by Rupee got big?
I remember that, unfortunately.
Me too. However, those songs came out like 3 or 4 years before they got big.
I know, because I heard Kevin Little at least 2 years before that.
Yeah, and like those of us that were soca heads, for lack of a better term, we were like, what is this? This is old. Why are you guys promoting this on Hot 97 as new?
Okay.
Now, with the explosion of social media and podcasts and this and that, soca has also exploded to a world. Do you ever think we were talking about a carnival in Spain as one of the biggest carnivals in the world?
No, I'd never think that.
Exactly.
I'd never think that.
So that is in direct correlation to the explosion of soca on a world stage. Ibiza Carnival is already being, sorry if I pronounced that wrong, anyone from Europe,
Listen, we try.
is already being discussed, and people are already talking about ticket sales and prices for events.
Okay, so this is the issue I have though.
Wait, one more example.
Continue.
The last year, it was even Jamaicans, as dance hall driven as they are coming into the soca realm because they see how it plays on a global stage. Charlie Black's Party Animal, right?
Yeah.
He came out with that song. There's not a club in the city you can go to and that song not be played, and then you have at least two other songs, the Marshall and maybe the Paternsky, on that rhythm being played, and you have your different types of people in the club singing it because it's all over the radio now. Okay. And it happened instantly. It happened right after Carnival.
Okay, so this is my issue with what you're saying, right? Mm-hmm. Is that, so I'm coming from the point of view, you have to understand, I'm coming from the point of view of, I'm one of those people that listens and sees the vibe and experiences what's happening in the club currently, then I go out to the world, right? Then I go do my research. I'm not coming from the point of view of someone that is seeing something from... I'm an outsider looking into soca. I'm not someone that is within soca, because at some point I was. But the point I was listening to it, you have to understand that, like, everyone around me was listening to it. There was not... And it wasn't... I remember a time when I used to go to parties, and everyone... Like, a party wasn't... Funk Master Flex was dying at a point. Let's be real, he was dying. Because he only played hip-hop, and hip-hop was not banging. You know what I mean? After G-Unit, and like, you know what I mean? They had the snap music, lean with it, right? Yeah, you know what I mean? The ATL wave, yeah. We had G-Unit, then we had Dipset, G-Unit simultaneously, kind of. Then that was really it. You know what I mean? Hip-hop kind of, like, did a little nosedive for a second. And I remember a point when you go to parties and, like, we would listen to hip-hop like, yo, where the fuck is the reggae? Where the dance all at? Where the soca at? That's what we were waiting for. Dreads. So, you have to understand, we were listening to these things, waiting for them, and now I don't see that wave anymore. And I don't see it mainstream. I'm not saying there are not parties that cater to that. But even back then, there were parties that catered to that. There were fests when I wasn't going to fests, when it wasn't lit. You know what I mean? When Dipset and G-Unit was lit. Now, they got bigger, right? But it's just of the people. I don't feel like soca is reaching people that it wouldn't have already reached if they weren't, you know what I mean? I feel like people that are already Caribbean, people that their family, it's being brought down to your families. I don't think it's reaching new Tennessee white people.
I have to go back to my point then. Why is there a carnival in Ibiza that's so big?
Listen, everything is reaching the world. Because everything that happened. Let me finish. Let me finish what I'm saying. The United States is a cul-de-sac of like culture and different things, right? It's not a melting pot because we're not becoming one thing. It's like a salad. It's all being tossed together, but it's still separate. Separate pieces. So the separate pieces are now reaching out to the world because of the internet. Everything's getting more worldwide because of the internet, right? But that doesn't mean that it is now more relevant. When I go to the club, I don't go to the club anymore to hear dancehall. I'm gonna tell you the last couple songs I heard from dancehall that I felt like popped. Flary by Ding Dong. Flary. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. That I remember hearing. Funky Town, Soca.
Funky Business.
You see what I'm saying? Funky Business. Fuck with that. There was another song. Also, shoulder. Throw your shoulder.
Shoulder fling.
Know what I mean? Still do that shit.
Funky Business just came out this past carnival season.
And that shit was fire. Wait. Split in the Middle, my nigga. That track is a hit. Certifiable hit.
You know the dude who sings that? He's from St. Lucia, but he's also based in Brooklyn.
Yes.
The one who produced. I'm sorry, the producer's based in Brooklyn.
It's statistically speaking, there might be more St. Lucians in Brooklyn than there are St. Lucians in St. Lucia. Let's be real. But at the end of the day, like, I'm saying this to say that there are select songs that I know when it transcends culture. When it decides to it passes it's just for soca people, it's just for dancehall people, it's now reached the mainstream. It did like this and went through. So I don't feel like soca's doing that as much anymore as it used to. I remember I used to hear.
You know why?
Low key soca. You remember Blacks?
Yeah, of course.
Do you remember Blacks? What was the song? Give me the song.
You talk. I know exactly what song you're talking about. It was a power song.
Son.
And
there was Blacks. Lil Ricky.
Lil Rick.
Lil Rick.
Yeah,
Lil Rick. There was these people were not like Marsha Montano. They were not Bungie Garland. But there's another point I have to make just before I give it back to my man's over here. Bungie Garland and Marsha.
That's what you're talking about.
Tusty. You remember it?
That's what you're talking about.
So there were songs that I remember everyone wanting to hear when the club was hitting. Whether you're white, black, Spanish, whatever. When it hit, everybody fucked with it. Now, there were so these songs reached a level that I felt like transcended soca. I feel like now soca has become bigger because globally the internet exists. Mm-hmm. But I do not believe that it is more relevant than it ever was. I feel like it was more relevant in the early 2000s. I don't feel like it's relevant now.
In hearing you speak, I just realized something. Because the songs that you mentioned, right, mm-hmm. they're all called pace, real power, jump up. You get the crowd going, right? But soca in more recent years has taken a much more groovy trend to where songs are a little slower, a little more intimate, and even there's even a genre like Party Animal could be considered dance hall soca. So you could even be conflating, just thinking, when I think of soca, I think boom, 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 125 BPMs the whole time.
That's a fact.
But that's not what soca is anymore.
Okay, can I say something? Is it not, whether it's 125 BPMs or 90 BPMs, is it not fast?
Can I play you a slow song where it's faster than hip hop? Yes.
Okay, so understand something. For me, I understand. I am Caribbean to some extent, so I understand certain things. So there is soca and there is also calypso.
Yeah. Yes. So this year in particular, soca has taken a turn to incorporate more of a classic calypso feel to the songs that are coming out for Trinidad 2019. But even talking prior, it just in all the songs you mentioned, it sounds like those jump up, crowd running, flag waving type of things. But whereas you can hear One More Time, and that's a song by Marshall that's a real slow and sensual.
No, I agree. Dun 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 dun. I agree with you. But what I'm saying to you is, okay, Marshall Montano's still the biggest artist, right?
Biggest soca artist in the world.
Okay. Bungie Garland's still one of the biggest.
Yeah.
Okay, name another big one.
Cass.
Okay.
Skinny Fabulous.
Okay, Skinny Fabulous. Are they how long they've been big?
They've been big for I would say maybe a decade plus now.
A decade plus.
Marshall been big for almost like 3-4 decades.
Oh, no, Marshall, no question. He's the biggest. Name one more that's been big.
The biggest.
That's big. Not been big, just the biggest.
Just the biggest?
Yes.
I mean, I'm not too keen on him. Allison Hines, Destra, Iowa Joy.
Okay. Destra been around forever. So, about as long as Marshall.
No. Marshall's been around since he was 8 years old.
Okay, so, but she's been around for at least, maybe 2 decades.
Yeah.
Okay. Name a new and upcoming artist that people are fucking with now in soca.
There's so many. Oh, man. Pretty's a good one. What's this dude that just Voice from Trinidad?
Okay.
He just won Soca Monarch back-to-back years.
Okay.
From Barbados. What's his name? I gotta look it up because his name's on it. Marsville. There we go.
Okay, Marsville. That's 3 people you named.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is the problem I have with soca. Because soca, when you're listening to the music, you already know what you're going to get, right? You don't need it. You just need a body on the stage. Let's be real.
Not
I'm gonna be real with you. I'm gonna be honest.
I'm gonna explain to you why.
Okay, just let me put it out there, right? So a friend of mine said that, soca artists and reggae artists are the biggest artists there are because I've sold that there have been events that he's a DJ. I've DJed events where before the artists ever were known, before the concert was known, when it was a soca thing, it was already sold out. That can't happen in fucking hip hop. You know why that can't happen in hip hop? Because the people that are going to see Jadakiss are not going to see Triple X. The people that are going to see Jay-Z are not going to see Lil Pump. The people that are going to see fucking Fabulous are not going to see fucking.
Interesting that you said Fab.
FABO. The people that are going to see Fabulous are not going to see fucking Lil Baby. It's different. It's different. Young Gunna or Young Thug, and it's hip hop is so it's extremely malleable. It because it's based on words. I feel like because soca is based on a beat, and because the beat only has but so many variations, it cannot be. It culturally it has to be based on so many people.
About how many different variations.
No, I get it, but even for the variations, it's still based on. It's like there's a segment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's not much malleability. There has to be. If it gets too far out of line, it stops being soca. If the beat gets too far away from what the culture is, it stops being soca. This is why I'm saying that. Of course, a concert will sell out before you hear the artist with soca, because the people coming already know what the fuck they're gonna get. I'm gonna shake my ass. I'm gonna sweat. They already know what time it is. They don't got. It's not about the artist. The truth of the matter is, to me, if I had to pick with soca, you getting in would be hard, but when you're in, you're fucking in. There's a reason why these big.
Wait.
Let me finish what I'm saying.
When you're in, you're not necessarily.
Let me finish what I'm saying. There's a reason why these major artists are still from fucking 8 years old are still major artists. There's a reason for this, because there's not much. I don't want to take from them. I'm not saying their jobs aren't hard. I'm not saying touring isn't hard. I'm not saying making a beat isn't hard. I'm not saying making words to a beat are hard. I'm saying that it is very easy. It is easier when you don't have much malleability and you're already known. I don't feel like I've heard many. As a person from the outside looking in, again, I don't feel like I've heard many new star soca artists that I've heard that I'm like, because for me it's like when it gets to me, that means your shit's a fucking hit, bro. It's a hit, no questions.
Do you know why that is? I would say because a lot of people remember back in the day when we first started, like when we were going to school, we were considered coconuts just because we were of West Indian descent.
We can't let you get dry. If we're gonna have a conversation about Caribbean anything, we need liquor. I refuse. I'm sorry to disrupt. I'm sorry, guys. Continue as you were, sir.
Try to remember my point.
You saying when we were growing up?
Yeah. Everybody that had an accent was Jamaican, right?
Okay, fair.
Everybody that had an accent was Jamaican.
Fair.
And I think to a certain extent, when people hear soca, they're like, bless you. They're like, all these people sound the same, but this is fire, so I'm gonna listen to it. You know, as far as people on the outside looking in, that's why they don't know who the artists are until somebody tells them. Like, if I give you 3 songs and said just listen without you looking at the video, you'd be like, I can't tell this one apart. Especially, you know, when there's songs from a certain island and they have the same type of accent.
Okay.
You know?
I feel it. But my thing is, it's not the accent that does it. It's the beat. It's the beat. The beat can't vary. You know what's funny? So Ricky Blaze was making beats, right? Ricky Blaze was one of my favorite times in
I remember this.
I remember Ricky. My shoes, my. You remember Ricky Blaze? Yo, son. Or Love Dancing. You remember that?
I remember
son,
all that.
When Love Dancing come on, my heart would grow 3 sizes like I was the fucking Grinch, bro. I loved Love Dancing. Whenever Love Dancing came on, I felt like everything in life was good again. Like, it doesn't matter. I could be getting beat on the side. My girlfriend could hate me. I could have cheated and got caught. Everything could have gone wrong in life. I could be failing classes. But Love Dancing made me feel good. Do you know what dancehall artist said about it? Because he was mixing techno with dancehall, they said he was diluting the music. Well, and it's funny because they had a point. I wasn't disagreeing with them. I said he was diluting the music. I understand where you're coming from, but it's an evolution. They literally said, nah.
You know, there was an issue with that with Bungie and Kes too, right?
Okay, I don't know this. Please explain.
There was an issue with that with Bungie and Kes. Maybe I would say 2014 or 2015 or so, started experimenting with some type of techno beats and incorporating it into soca. And a couple of them actually, you know, became rather mainstream on the soca level. And but soca purists did not like it. I still have a friend to this day that is still upset about that particular era or attempt at fusioning techno and soca. And it was like soca pop. I can't remember the exact.
Okay, I agree. Okay, so this is my issue. If you guys aren't willing to evolve, You can't be okay. And there's another thing I want to say. Understand something. I'm a hip hop head, bro.
Okay.
There's not one thing you could tell me about hip hop I don't fucking know, for the most part. So when I listen to music, one of my favorite artists right now, right? You won't even know. His name is Rock Marciano.
Mm-hmm.
Rock Marciano came out of the umbrella of Action Bronson.
Okay.
Know what I mean?
Yeah.
That fat white cook. That nigga was, but what I liked about he was a fat white cook. I don't know what the fuck to tell him. Like he had a big beard. He was a cook, you know. So the thing I liked about that music was that it spoke to a very specific time. Mm-hmm. They would say things like "Benz with the frog eyes," and it'd be like, "Do you remember when the Benz with the frog eyes was 2001?" Know what I mean? That's not now. Or they would say shit that was very. He'd be like they say shit like he was like, oh my, he's like my bitch bad like my dark skinned bitch bad like Terrell Hicks, right? Terrell Hicks is the girl from Belly. That girl from Belly is considered the sexiest dark skinned bitch in history if you are of hip hop culture. You know what I'm saying? Like, but you wouldn't know that unless you knew what he was saying. I like that it gives exclusivity to it. There's a market cap on Rock Marciano because of the lyrics he chooses to use.
Okay.
He cannot get as big as Drake. Mm-hmm. He will not get as big as fucking Lil Pump. Mm-hmm. Because at the end of the day, he's speaking to a very finite, specific people. It's a niche. Okay. I love niche. That's my favorite artist right now. Because everything, I can listen to his song 4 different times and learn 4 different things from it because it's very niche. Now, because of that, I realized that his market cap is small, and he has a very small market. But at the end of the day, he's gonna always make money because that group of people is potent. I'm about to buy his vinyl. His vinyl.
So I just realized.
Name a time you bought vinyl.
We're like 27 minutes in. I didn't even get to the actual status.
You know what I'm saying? So let me just finish what I'm saying. So I'm not saying that Soca is not like growing in terms of the people it's reaching it, but I'm saying it's reaching the same type of people. It's not as relevant anymore to different masses. I do not feel like any new Mexicans are learning Soca.
Actually,
I do not feel like
I'm glad you said that.
I do not feel like there's a group of Texans going, let me wind them.
Houston
like,
has a carnival.
Oh no, they have a carnival. Who's there?
What do you mean? Who's there?
Me want to know who there. Who's at the I do not believe white Republicans are at the Houston Carnival.
Oh wait. You don't believe white Republicans? Go to Labor Day. Go to the Parkway. See how many white people are out there now.
No, guys, white people want to be part of everything in New York. That's not white liberals in New York is not a new thing. Let's stop that. Stop that. Them niggas is from Houston. They're trying to get culture. They're trying to gain it. Don't make that a thing. Do not make the New York the pinnacle of the United States. Because New York is the exception to the United States. You go to most places in the United States, a lot of people never seen a black person or don't see them on a daily basis.
If you go upstate New York, some people never seen them.
And you named Houston. Houston, another very black-oriented state or city. Let's be real.
LA has a carnival.
You gonna name all the big ones? What, you gonna name Miami next?
Nah, Miami's basic. Everybody knows Miami has a carnival. Atlanta has one.
Okay.
Toronto.
Guys.
Boston has one. Boston might be, statistically speaking, the most racist city in America.
I'll give you that. Boston I will give you. Because I almost got my ass beaten Boston. So I will give you Boston. I almost squared up with 4 racist white people until I realized I can't win. I'm 130 pounds soaking wet. And I gotta snuff this nigga. I snuffed him in red. But at the end of the day, that's besides the point. I'm saying to you that, okay, Boston, right? But you name the states that are the most liberal or the most... They're bordering states, one. So it means they induct a lot of people.
Okay.
Right? And on top of being bordering states, they're the states that are the most diverse to begin with. I don't
disagree.
I want to know where there is a, for instance, Ohio carnival. Give me a Denver carnival.
You probably won't get one of those, but that doesn't mean Soca is not, pushing into the mainstream because you said something earlier where you said when you go out, you don't see people looking to hear Soca. You don't see that anymore like you did.
Nope.
But this goes back to my previous point where you're putting Soca in a box. So when they hear that Charlie Blacks, when they hear that rhythm, that Soca, and the people are like, oh, I want. And whenever I go to the city now, I don't go out as much as you do anymore.
Don't do that. I got a kid now too. I don't go out as much as you do. The fuck? What time is it? It is 5:30 p.m. on a Saturday. I should be getting dressed, spraying my cologne, and drinking. I'm not drinking, having the debate. I'm gonna go upstairs, hold my kid.
But
I get what it's in.
For those of you that don't have kids, welcome to Wash Life.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm watching shit. Listen, this turtleneck is nuanced. I'm not. Know what I mean? Like,
and I'm in my coach's gear. So.
Know what I mean?
But to that point, people don't look for a specific type of soca. They like when you hear split in the middle, or you hear bang, bing, bang, bing. See,
you kind of made me feel it a little.
But people go like when I went up to I think is it 760 rooftop? Is that what is it?
Yeah,
like
no, 760 rooftop. That's exactly what it is. I know that part.
All right, so now that's a predominantly hip hop spot.
No, predominantly Caribbean.
Well, when I went, the crowd was a more hip hop.
Okay, see, I'm gonna be honest with you, right? I'm gonna be honest with you. When you said 760, I was like Caribbean spot.
Wait, oh no, I'm sorry. 760 is
rooftop.
No, I'm thinking
that's right above. Okay, just in case you don't know, 760 rooftop is directly above the Copacabana.
Okay, yes. So then it's the wrong spot. The spot I'm talking about is deep. It's on like 50th and 12th, and it's a rooftop. I forgot the name of it. So it wasn't
Terrace.
Yeah. Hudson Terrace.
Hudson Terrace. Listen. Yeah. Nah, that's a mix. That's what I'm saying. I'll give you that.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, it wasn't 760 rooftop. That is a Caribbean spot, so he's right.
Yes.
But it was
Hudson Terrace. It's a mix of things.
So I went to Hudson Terrace, and for the most part, and crazy enough, it was around Labor Day weekend. It was mostly American crowd because the hip hop junkies can't get whatever they want because everybody else is playing soca Labor Day weekend in New York.
Okay, fair.
But while we were there, even all these people that were so into their hip hop, the minute a dancehall rhythm came on or a soca rhythm came on, all you saw was face down, ass up. That's all you saw.
No,
and it was
no. Listen, I'm not okay. Understand something.
Okay.
I'm not saying that when it hits, it doesn't hit. I'm saying that it is no longer driving the move because I remember a point
when it even more.
The internet is driving everything a little more. Let's be real. There is way more people that know Lil Pump than know Marshall Montano right now.
I disagree.
Way more people.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Wholeheartedly.
Okay. You know what? You may make a point there because I don't know what's going on in fucking Barcelona, but I will say that I'm like soca in general. To me, there's no one getting soca that wouldn't have already got it because they were of it. Mm-hmm. I do not believe soca is reaching people, the people of the Caucasus Mountains. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? You know what I mean? I feel like I went to a
Yo, there's a growing epidemic of white people that want to go to Carnival, right?
There's a growing epidemic of white people that want to do everything. So I went to what's it called? The freshman. So Double XL magazine has a freshman magazine that comes out with the new freshman hip hop artists. When I went to one of them, the first one I ever went to, I swear to God, I went there and it was mostly white people, and it was like that was the year Fetty Wap dropped, big. That was the year I don't know if you remember. Is it Camp Low? Camp something. You may not know these people, but there was what's her name? Dej Loaf dropped that year. And I'm over here like, yeah, and to me the problem with it was I didn't like it personally because I didn't get to be around my people.
Got you. Do you know that the biggest purchaser of music, hip hop music, is suburban white kids?
I mean, listen, they got the money. So
just say so that's what.
Yeah, but what I'm saying to you is they are the biggest purchasers, but they were not the biggest goers for years because it was dangerous to go. You know what I'm saying? It was many years that Hot 97, you know what I mean? The Summer Jam was not somewhere white people went. It still kind of isn't.
Well, that's because white people are scared of groups of black people.
Yes, but also as a whole. But also groups of black people can tend to be scary. It's not a lie. White people kill themselves. Black people kill other black people. Let's be real. Not other black people. Other people. Let's not. Listen. I want to say something. Black on black crime is not a fucking thing.
Okay, thank you.
I want to say that. You kill whoever you are around. You go to Chinatown, Chinese people are killing Chinese people. You go to fucking Hamptons, white people killing white people. Okay? You go anywhere. Black people do not, fucking Mexicans are not leaving fucking Mexico to go to Hamptons to kill white people. It's not a thing. You kill who you are around. It is whoever is around you. Murder on whoever is around you. It is not black on black crime, Spanish on Spanish crime. It is not that. Let's not make that a thing. That's one.
Yeah.
So I don't want to dignify that. Go ahead.
Just to add on to that, just ask yourself, when was the last time you turned on the news and they said the white on white crime level or the brown on brown crime level? It just doesn't happen.
It's not a thing. But then, how many school shootings have there been? How many of those people getting shot were white?
We got real political real fast.
How many of those white people were being shot by white people? I'm just saying.
But
I'm not speaking on like, I'm not saying that, okay, I found out the statistic, right? Because it's very hard to find statistics on cops because they don't put them down the right way, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was a statistic based on the Fed, who they have to categorize this.
I wonder if we're talking about the same study that I have in my head.
They said that the highest rate of gang crime is amongst white people. White people murder more white people when it comes to gang violence than any other group of people. But the news and the media decide that they're going to speak on the places where it's highest in black crime.
Yep.
They decide to speak on Chicago or New Orleans, where New Orleans per capita is killing more black people than everywhere. New Orleans and Chicago, I swear, it's like it's essentially a genocide. I don't understand what they're trying to do. But at the end of the day, those are the places where it's highest. But if you look at the entire, across the board, the United States, it's not us, bro. We're just not doing it. We're 13% of the population. But even if you look at it percentage-wise, amongst our 13% and the rest of their percentage, they're still killing more white people.
I have those numbers off the top of my head for you. For those of you...
I'm going to sip my drink to this.
With the caucasity to continuously say that 13% of the population, and we commit 50% of the crime. Number one, eat a dick. Number two, it's false. Okay, we are 30% of the population, yet unarmed, 31% of us are murdered by the police. Whereas Spanish people, I believe, are 20-something%, and white people are 60-something%. Yet those percentages, this is by a 2012 FBI study that I've went over in with a fine-tooth comb. So
I believe him. I'm just being honest. I believe he did this.
20%. So Hispanic population is 20% of the country. Yet they're only murdered at I think it was a 15% clip, and then 60% is white, and they're murdered by cops at a 40% clip. But yet 13% of black people, unarmed, mind you, this is unarmed, is 30-something% of the population. So please tell me what is the disconnect, where you guys are getting, and if you're getting your numbers from Sean Hannity, he's lying.
Guys,
he's lying.
Guys,
stop getting your numbers from Fox
News. There is something called confirmation bias, which exists where it's like what you want to believe when the statistics back what you want to believe. You believe it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Like you want your statistics to back the narrative you're already pushing, which is what you might say we're saying. But I'm very unbiased. If somebody tells me a fact that when I look it up is actually a fact, I'm not one of those people that's gonna go shit. Like I'm one of those people that's more so like, let's say black on black crime is a thing and we're killing each other way more than any other people in the world. I'm gonna go, how do we fix that? Yeah. I'm not gonna go like, that's not true. That's a lie. I'm gonna go like, but it just isn't true.
Not only that, to get to some of the retorts that I've dealt with online, because I'm in a lot of political forums and I have these discussions. A lot of people say, well, Colin Kaepernick, all these players kneel. What are they doing in the community? First of all, if you don't know what they're doing in the community, don't speak on it, because you have to do the research in order to figure out what is going on. Because hundreds of those NFL players come from those same poor communities, and they go and give back. But since you want to fit a narrative of disrespecting the flag, you then portray these falsified numbers. You need to stop. And this doesn't mean we are saying, what's going on in Chicago is okay, because we never said that.
That's not true.
What you guys don't realize is there are things, there are programs in every major city where there's high crime in minority areas to try to circumvent the next generation from committing that.
Listen, it has been proven wherever you put people and take away assets, or you take away just whenever you put people and you take away assets, at the end of the day, there will be crime.
Yeah, not only that, but that would take for white people to admit that there's a supremacy bias, as well as things in real estate like redlining and things. They would have to then have that conversation with themselves, and a lot of white people are not okay with having that conversation.
You know what, Soca? I agree with you. But we're talking about Soca and hip hop, so listen, brother. We gotta have to do this again.
Oh, for a fact.
And on another topic, because I'm not gonna lie to you. There's a lot of things you just spoke on. I'm just like, nah. Like, there's just a lot of things that the truth of the matter is self-awareness is a real thing, and people do not want to be self-aware or admit to what has happened or what they have done. Because at the end of the day, when we speak to white people about what has happened, they act like we're speaking to you, Bob, or you, Sally, or you, Sarah. We're not speaking to you specifically, but we're speaking to your people. So
they get offended.
They get offended as if, like, personally, like, I didn't do this.
My parents didn't own slaves.
I didn't lynch you personally. No, maybe your parents did, but I didn't lynch you personally. And it's like, listen, we're not speaking to you, but we're admitting that your predecessors might have.
Yeah, definitely.
And they just don't want to admit it. And it's all right. So we'll talk to that another time. But as far as Soca versus hip-hop...
You try to come full circle now. You got to come full circle.
You got to bring that shit around, I mean. All I'm saying is, there's... Okay. There's a lack of relevance in the soca community. In terms of the relevance of music in general. And I think it's because the basis of soca has to stay in its borders. It has a very strict border perspective. There's only a certain amount of change you can make to the beat and the way that people sing. So, like, for instance, they played me like Bungie Garlin. I listened to 13 minutes of Bungie Garlin rapping freestyle. I'm like, guys, all he's talking about is Carnival and women. They're like, Bungie Garlin can rip any hip-hop artist. I'm like, guys, let's be real. Let me stop. Let me just say what I'm saying. Bungie Garlin not ripping Disaster. Bungie Garlin not ripping Conceited. Bungie Garlin not ripping Arsenal. There's so many battle rappers I can name. Now, let's name regular artists. Bungie Garlin not ripping Kendrick Lamar. Bungie Garlin not ripping Jadakiss. Bungie Garlin not ripping Jay-Z. It's like comparing. Let me finish what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. It's like comparing Big Daddy Kane to fucking Biggie. It's like the level of hip hop was it's simplistic. I don't think you're dumb. I think you're just simple.
Did you take into account his setting as opposed and wonder why that's what he was talking about?
Wait. Are you telling me? Let me get this straight. A soca artist was able to rap 13 minutes about soca topics because the setting he was in, not because he already knows these things. Well, his mind works like that. So what? He already knows that he can rap about these.
If I was Monk and I was sending a video, I didn't get a chance that day because I was busy.
Okay.
All right. But Monk was not Monk. Bungie was on Hot 97 and did a freestyle, and he was literally freestyling about stuff that was in the studio. And like whoever it was, I can't remember who was interviewing, was throwing topics at him.
I want to hear Bungie, right, do the same shit against somebody like Disaster, who is a battle rapper. Listen, understand something. There are intricacies in rap that people don't understand. Okay?
I actually watch battle rap.
When you speak to double entendres, things that have a double meaning when you speak to somebody that double syllable rapping, so it's where you do the thing where you go, my boo bastards, do dastards, loot lasters, you everything raps double syllable. That's very hard to do if you're an intricate thinker. I've literally watched Disaster do this on spot. Now I know this is a freestyle because the thing he's talking about is the thing that his opponent was talking about just before, and he did that in the moment. Like, it's just a different level of rapping. I don't think that Bungie Garlin. I mean, he could hold his dick, but can he jerk it? Like, he can't beat these niggas. It's just not fair.
My fault.
No, it's cool. It's not fair, bro. It's just not fair. They cannot. Bungie Garlin. Listen, look at me in my eyes. Bungie Garlin cannot beat battle rappers today. It's just not a thing.
It is a thing.
And it's not because he's a bad rapper. It's not because he's a terrible artist. It's because he's good at what he does, but he's not doing what they do. That's it. It's a level of intricacies that's just higher.
That was a whole different conversation. That was more me stirring the pot.
You was trying to be a fuck nigga. But at the end of the day, I needed you to understand, like, this is why we here right now. Because I'm mad at you. What talking about? Listen, soca is not as big as hip hop. Do you know why? It's simple. You know why?
No. I never said soca was as big as
I get
hip hop.
it, but it's bigger than it ever was. Do you know why soca? Okay, two things. You know why soca is not as big as hip hop? Because it's not as malleable as hip hop is.
Okay.
Do you know why soca is not as big as it ever was? It's because it's not as malleable as it's ever been. Nigerian and African music took over dancehall and soca spot in the relevancy.
No, they did not. What? If anything, African vibes, Afro beats fused with soca.
Stop it. Those beats they are similar, but I'm not gonna lie to you. When I hear African song, I know the difference. And what I'm saying to you is when I hear like a Niger beat or when I hear a Ghana beat, I know the difference. And what I'm saying to you is...
So what you're telling me is your ears can't catch the difference in soca beats. That's what you're telling me. To make the distinction.
No, I'm saying that the mainstream people that do not listen to soca, but they listen to... Now, Niger has been put in front of them. The mainstream people... Listen, let me finish what I'm saying. Mm-hmm. The mainstream people that listen to... They just need that void fulfilled. So if soca leaves and Niger comes in, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, oh, it's all the same thing. It's ethnic. White people are gonna do this regardless. They're gonna do this like this. Listen, regardless, it doesn't matter to them. So now, it doesn't change shit to them. It's essentially the same thing.
So now here's my question to you.
I'm listening.
You say Niger Afro beats have surpassed soca on a.
No. I'm not going to make Niger in its last 5 to 7 years surpass decades of soca.
Okay.
I'm saying that it is more relevant than soca is today.
So, if it is more relevant, as you say, one of the ways we judge relevancy is airplay, correct? Parties, radio, things of that nature.
I'll give you that. Yes, that is true.
You are going to hear more soca songs on a daily at the club and on the radio than you will hear Afro beats. Now, this is not me, caping against Afro beats because I love Afro beats because it sounds similar to soca. You gotta whine the same way. Fair. But in terms of relevancy, as Reggie's putting it out there, it's getting there, but it's not on the same level.
Okay, and you're speaking to
because your whole thing is soca is not in the mainstream the way it was in the early 2000s.
It's a fact. That's my main thing.
That is not a fact. That is an opinion.
That's what you think?
That's what I'm saying to you.
I think it is bigger than it's ever been because it is now relevant to the world.
And that's what I think. Wait, hold on. I gotta take a walk.
No, it's relevant to the world. Take a lap. Take a lap. It is relevant.
Because you just contradicted your whole...
No. I said it is relevant to the world when it comes to the same people that were always... No. Okay, I don't think anyone that's listening to soca now, right, or is being introduced to soca now, was never going to be introduced to soca. I think there's no new Tennessee people. There's no new Ohio people. There's no fucking Norwegians. There's no fucking...
First of all, Europeans are more open to soca
I agree,
than Americans.
But I do not believe there's no new group. They're open to everything because they didn't... Let's be real. The most quality production in the world is being done in America. Okay, so let's stop.
In the Americas.
Yeah, so they can't... They're always going to want to fuck with what we do. But at the end of the day, there's no new group of people, to me, that is listening to soca. Like, let's be real. When's the last time you heard a soca song in the party you was at and it took over for 3 hours if it wasn't already a Caribbean party you were going to? Let's say go to
Split in the middle.
Okay, no, I said that. I named those songs, right?
Okay, yes.
But I'm saying another song. Go to Greenhouse. Go to Greenhouse.
Fimba.
Go to
Funky
Greenhouse.
Funky
Not
Business.
even a thing in it.
No, I'm talking about Funky Business.
I named those songs. I named the songs that transcended already.
But what I'm saying is, so here's the thing though. With soca, which is kind of speaks to my status. With soca, there are a couple songs that. So here's how the soca season works for those of you that don't know. Trinidad Carnival is in February, right? But the artists that are promoting and producing songs for Trinidad Carnival start putting out their music in the end of October, November, December, and they're pushing it. So let's go full circle. Now there's carnivals in every island throughout the year. So February is Trinidad Carnival. They're pushing music. Then you have all these small islands that have carnivals throughout the year, and they're still making music. So each carnival that comes up, I'm of St. Lucian descent as well as half Trinidadian, and I have a couple Vinci friends, and their carnivals are around the same time. So their carnivals are in the middle of July. But before that, a couple months before that, all the St. Lucians and Vinci's are putting out their music to promote before their carnival.
Okay.
All this is they're putting out all their music, for this upcoming carnival season. And then the last carnival of the year is in Miami.
Yes.
Okay? It's Houston, then it's Miami, I believe. And Miami's in October. And all the songs for the year, the best songs of the year, are played in Miami. That's how you know you made a song for a year.
Fair.
But after Miami, you have to start working on new music unless you had one of those hits like you just named.
But what I'm saying to you is those hits, I'm going to be real with you. Let's be honest. Before 2000...
But look at how many hits you named.
I named 5 and 6 in maybe from 2000, maybe 15 even, right?
I wouldn't say they were 15 in 2000.
2016.
Oh, no, in 2016.
Let's say.
I thought you said
No, I'm saying 2016 to now. Those are what I've heard. Before 2015, I haven't heard a song that had that much impact. I heard, what's that dance song?
Palance?
Palance was so long ago. Palance was when I was still in college. That don't count. So
What? How you just discredit that?
Because I was in college. 2008. I'm saying.
But if you want to talk about something that made it mainstream.
Okay. 2000, let's say Palance, right? Mm-hmm. 2000.
By the way, Soca fans cannot stand that song.
That shit is trash. 2008, 2009.
Look at you sounding like a Soca fan.
I'm being real. I know what I hear. Like, I be tight when I hear Palance playing. I'm like, oh, so you a basic DJ. Copy. So 2000, like, you basic. So 2000, let's say 9 to 2000.
Very good year for Soca.
Very good year. 2015, 16.
Okay.
Like, there's been some time. There's been a gap in hits.
I disagree.
I haven't heard anything that transcended transcended culture. That means that outside of people that were already going to listen to hip hop, they're already going to listen to soca, we're listening to now.
What about Whatless? 2011. I think Whatless was 2011.
Nah, it didn't transcend.
What?
Didn't transcend.
Stop.
I'm being honest with you. No, that word transcended. That term transcended. The song did not transcend.
Let me see
I promise
it came out. I want to make sure I get the year correct.
Get it right. I'm telling you, it didn't transcend. Did not make it. Maybe.
Yeah, it was 2011. I was right.
Didn't transcend. I'm telling you. No, like Whatless wasn't a song that in 2011 I would remember. I would say yes. I'm not a person. I'm not trying to disprove you, bro.
No.
I'm trying.
No, technically you are.
No, by default I am because of my argument. But it's not like me against you. If you say something to me right now that makes sense.
Whatless is a global song.
If you say something to me right now that makes sense, I'm gonna be like, yes, that's true. I'm gonna be like, yes, that's true.
Okay, fair enough.
Whatless is not. Yes, that's
so
true.
Whatless may not have transcended in your realm. However,
in America.
But what you're saying is, again...
do you want to check how it charted in the top 100? Because we can do that, because at the end of the day, top 100... Let me finish what I'm saying. Top 100 states exactly like it's across the world.
The problem is top 100 has an American bias, yes or no?
No, but there are European songs that make it to top 100, and you're saying Europe
that get played in America, so therefore it's an American. But so 2011 top 100 Billboard.
But it's because America makes the best songs. Let's just be real. Let's just be real. Why the fuck are we talking like it doesn't?
2011 Billboard top 100.
Yes. I want to hear. No, look up Whatless, the song Whatless by the artist, and hit Billboard right after it. I promise you, it didn't make the charts because I would have heard it. No, it may have made it in 90. Know what I mean? It may have made it 90, 75. Did it?
No, Urban Dictionary gave me.
No, look up Whatless.
Kess album reaches onto Billboard.com.
Okay, let me hear. Let me. What number? I said 90, 75. I say that. That's not enough to transcend. It's not enough.
But
let me hear it, monsieur. I want to see the facts because I'm telling you guys, Soca
I'm fact checking.
has just kind of. It topped out in the sense of it made it to who it's going to make it to already. It's not making it to anybody.
So how do you explain
I'm not saying that
Ibiza? You cannot explain Ibiza.
I'm not saying that it will never do it again. I'm saying it is currently not doing it. That's all I'm saying. Let me hear this. Let me see this.
Alright, let's see.
Guys.
Oh no, this is recent.
Listen, his blue crip hat and his blue crip shirt Not gonna change anything. I know he look like he folk, but it's not gonna change anything. Let's be real.
Oh man, I'm having issues with the internet here.
We're in my basement. This shit's trash. Like, think you ever seen the movie Wayne's World?
Yes.
Welcome. I mean, like, welcome. I mean, like,
you kind of look like Lil Wayne from with the cartoon.
Wow. We're just gonna be childish. Just because we're having a debate, does that mean you must come for me? Like, we're gonna be childish.
You know what? I apologize, but for whatever reason, it's not coming up. But
because it never made it, Monsieur.
Hold on, no, it says it right here. What list? The Carnival album, Kess, Billboard.com. But I'm gonna find another link for you guys.
I want to find these facts because I'm telling you guys. Because from 2008, 9, nothing blew up till the first song I can remember, OD blew. Now you notice another
Kess
song.
the band this is from Vibe magazine. Kess the band goes major in the U.S.
Okay, hit it. Let me see this. Billboard. Read Billboard. You notice another song I heard. Do y'all remember what's that song called? It was a dancehall song. Do Something.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last song I can remember blowing up.
You're not serious.
Before Flary.
No, because
before
Vibes had a song last year that blew up.
It fake blew up. That didn't blow up.
What?
It didn't transcend. It's hard to transcend from jail.
Are you guys hearing this?
It's hard to transcend from jail.
But Jacure did it.
Name a song. Name the song.
Behind These Prison Walls? What are you talking about? I don't know the exact name of the song, so sorry, Jamaicans. But Jacure transcended worldwide from behind. Jacure been in jail for how long? Vibes Cartel is still making music.
Fair. But we're talking about Soca. So.
so because we talk.
This is where I went. We're talking about Soca.
So there was something I wanted to do before because I can't find this, but we're gonna come back here and we're gonna do this again.
Yes. It's a fact.
I'm gonna have all my Billboard stuff for Soca songs. But let me see what Charlie Black.
I feel like this. Mm-hmm. When he finds this Billboard stuff, as he says, he's gonna be upset and gonna decide that we should not have this debate because he's gonna realize that it just isn't transcending. It just isn't happening. I'm not saying that's not good music. I'm not, because trash music is being made. Lil Pump is still being played, so I'm not gonna pretend like trash music isn't what's airing and being promoted. But it's just not transcending. It's not making it to the main pop culture or to everyone.
So, remember the song I keep referencing, right?
Let me hear this.
Party Animal by Charlie Blacks.
What year?
This is 2016. All right. This was the #1 ranked song for hot dance electronic songs on Billboard.
Hot dance.
Wait.
Billboard music.
This is Billboard. Look.
No.
Billboard.com.
No.
So that's not Billboard?
I want to hear it to Hot 100 period.
But wait.
Hot 100 period.
It peaked at number 18.
Hot 100 period.
On the Hot 100. It peaked at number 18. Right here. Facts.
Wait, Hot 100?
But
no, for dance and electric. That's very easy to do. I want to hear for Hot 100 for everything. That means dance, electric, rock, hip hop, everything. I want to see what it did for everything because that is a very specific category. A very specific category. I don't want to hear that shit. Don't try to disprove me. Give me my goddamn drink. I want to hear that shit. Listen, guys.
But we're going to come back to this.
Guys, we're going to come back. Because at the end of the day, we lacked facts. We were speaking opinion and mindset.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Definitely.
So when we come back with the facts, I'll still fucking win.
You won't.
Know what I mean?
You won't because you still can't disprove Ibiza. There's that.
Yeah, you hear me?
I want to play 3 different clips of Soca songs and see if you can tell the difference.
It's going to be trash.
So I'm not going to play any of the ones you mentioned like Funky Business or anything like that.
All right. Go ahead.
So.
Let's see. Play the song.
I'm going to play one. Give me 1 second.
Wait, this is going to take too long.
No, it's not.
Play the raw Scott song, Mr.
Hold on.
What happens when you have an Android?
Don't do that.
Android. I mean. Yes? Soca?
No. I'm not asking you whether it's Soca or not. But if you could tell the difference between what I'm going to play next.
Okay, let me hear. Guys, we're doing this. Next song.
Yeah, by the way,
that's
that kid is going to be the next Marshall.
He's
like 12, he's like 12 now.
That's how it goes. Because that's a good song. I'm not going to pretend.
All right.
Name the next one.
Got you. Next one. That was Aaron Duncan.
We're gonna take a sip every time we do it.
All right. For those of you that were wondering that song, that was "Can You Feel It" by Aaron Duncan from Trinidad.
Next song. Let me hear it.
This is apt for the beginning of our conversation.